What it do, my Baldre peoples? Welcome back. It is your boy. I am excited to do this video because I've been wanting to do something like this for a while. It is going to be my personal ranking of all the men who have played the Batman. Now, this is just the live action Batman. This is not including the animated, animation, cartoons, or anything like that. It's just completely live action, meaning it's just the movies and the TV show. So, also, before I get into the video, I gotta say thank you to all of my new subscribers. I really appreciate the love I've been getting, especially from my recent review. Thank you guys. I know I've been away for a while, but I thank you for supporting me and, yeah, keeping me and remembering me. So, let's get into this video. Alright, to start out this video, I have to give my number and probably the least favorite Batman, George Clooney.
Hi, Freeze. I'm Batman.
Okay, that's enough. Anyway, so let's get to number 6, Val Kilmer. Now, I will say this. I am one of those people who did not hate Batman Forever. I actually liked Batman Forever for what it was. I think it was a huge swing from the Tim Burton films. I just prefer the Tim Burton films over this, but I did like for what it was. I think this Batman definitely is probably in the top 2 for ours, like the fights, the choreography with the fight choreography and the usage of weapons. I think this Batman was way more established, even a little bit more so than the Keaton Batman. I think he pretty much knew who he was. It's just a lot of things that it just didn't resonate with me with this Batman. Coming from Keaton to Val Kilmer just felt wrong. But he didn't do a terrible job. I think he was a good Bruce Wayne. I just wasn't my cup of tea. I kind of like my Batman a little bit dark. I like my Batman a little bit more grit, a little bit more, I don't know, a little something different. But I will say this, Batman Forever has some of the best action figures. Like, as a kid, even to this day, I think the Batman Forever action figures is above everything else. So, on that note, I guess it's worth something. But let's move on. Number 5. Might get a little pushback for this, but maybe not. Christian Bale. Listen,
what the fuck are you doing?
The Nolan trilogy, rather. I don't know. Like, the films are definitely before the Batman. They definitely were the better made Batman films. The Dark Knight is still one of the greatest comic book movies ever. It's still great. Christian Bale is a great actor, and I think he did a great job, but it just didn't resonate with me. Like, I don't know, it wasn't memorable. Like, he didn't add anything. Like, even with the voice, you couldn't barely understand him. I hated the fight scenes in the Dark Knight trilogy. It just didn't land with me. It just didn't. I don't know. I hated the Tumblr. It was just something that never clicked with me. But the films are so good that I kind of just like breeze past it. It's kind of what I feel about. And this might get a little more pushback too when I say this, but how I feel about the Black Panther.
Oh, Lord have mercy, another coon. Damn coons.
It just took a backseat for me with Christian Bale. I just don't think he landed it. So, but he wasn't great. He's definitely one of the better ones. He just wasn't my favorite. So, sorry. Number 4. Adam West.
The fuck are you doing?
But Adam West paved the way for what we see now, I feel like, in all media, live TV, film media of what we see as superheroes. It was definitely different. As overall, like, including today and the past, but at that time, it was definitely the standard, because even though that was such a different take on from what the comic books had portrayed Batman, the mainstream wise, that was the first time mainstream that someone has seen or saw like a hero of that sort like that. It was campy, it was fun, it was hilarious, it was all of those things, but it was his. It was Adam West. It was just, he took that character and he made it something different, and I wasn't mad at it. Like, I used to watch the show reruns when he used to be on FX back in the day in Chicago. I loved it. It was fun to me, and people to this day know who Adam West is. They know that show. I don't care what you say. That show is legendary, and his character, his portrayal of Batman was legendary. So I love it. So that's why he's number 4. Sorry, Christian Bale.
Oh, good for you.
And this is where it gets. This is where it gets tricky, because in the past few years, there's been this back and forth between who's the better Batman, especially when Ben Affleck came into the picture. So, with that being said, Ben Affleck is my number 3. What's funny is these last 3 Batman that I ranked, every last one of them, before anyone even saw their portrayals, people hated that pick. They hated the fact that Keaton, Pattinson, and Ben Affleck were going to be the Batman when it was announced. Back in the day, they didn't have internet, so they wrote letters to WB and complaining about Keaton and saying how he was the whatever that movie was. I think it was a Mom, Dad, or Dad, Mom, or something. It was something, but no one at that time ever saw him in anything different but comedy. And Pattinson, Robert Pattinson, and Affleck, but Affleck was different because I think at that time we had like a little bad taste in our mouth about Ben Affleck, especially the G Lee and all that, and just looked at him as just some sort of, I don't know what people looked at him as, but we just didn't see him as Batman. But to me, he proved himself as a formidable, legendary actor who took on the Batman role. He was aggressive. He was broody. He was angry. He had that rage. It was what we wanted as Batman. He had the gray and black suit. Everything about that Batman was amazing. I think Ben Affleck did a great job, regardless of the controversy with the films that he were in. He did an amazing job, and I think he will forever be one of the greats of Batman. And you can't take that away from him. I know some people try, but he was great. Everything about him was just, as Batman, was there. He was tall and big, and and people will always consider him. There's that section of people who always consider him the great. He's just not my favorite, but he's one of my favorites, and I can't wait to see him in the Flash film, and it would be nice to bring him back since it's a whole multiverse thing. But yeah, moving on. Now, these last two. Okay. I fought with myself long and hard with this. So before I get into which one or who ranks where, I have to just explain why they're my favorites. Robert Pattinson, as you see, if you haven't seen my review, check it out right here. What he did for me personally, he brought back something that I thought I had lost. If anyone doesn't know, like I'm a aspiring filmmaker, and I want to do films. I want to write movies, and the 2 movies that really kind of like set the foundation for me to want to pursue that as a career was this guy right here, Hellraiser, and Tim Burton's Batman. So for me to be my big age, and to watch this movie and to feel what I felt as a little kid, to feel it now, was a big moment for me. I loved what Robert Pattinson did. When he became the Batman, he was like it was like an outer body experience. Like he wasn't even human. It was just something that he did that just resonated with me. It was like his voice wasn't like growly and all of that, but it was like a toned down but very not timid, but just soft, mysterious type of voice that he had, but it worked. It was effective, and he was intimidating. Michael Keaton, when he was Batman, that was my first time seeing like the Batman ever in live action. but he was mysterious. His presence, his everything. It was a craziness there, but it was like when he played Bruce and compared to when he played Batman, it was like two totally different things, and that's how you're supposed to play Batman. But it was just something with Keaton that just still to this day just resonates with me, and it's just, I can go look back and I'm just like, yeah, this guy is creepy. And it was just everything, him hiding in the shadows and all you see is his blue eyes. It was just certain moments and the way he gazed at you, and it was just something about Keaton that he was just always my favorite Batman until now. That's right. Keaton is my number 2 for now, because I still have the Flash. I still have Batgirl to watch, but right now, Pattinson has took the number 1 spot for me. I never thought this day would come where I will be like saying this, but it was just something that Robert Pattinson did. I can't explain it. It was the fact that he, like, Bruce Wayne was just like this foreign creature to him, but the Batman who he is who he was, and I can't wait till they kind of explore that the dichotomy between those two characters, and just to see how he evolved into Bruce, as well as see how he evolved into a more established Batman. Like, if this is Batman is kind of like rusty or a little, he's still growing, just wait till a few more years until he gets better and he's just in his prime. Like, he's going to be kick ass, like, seriously. So, on that note, that is my ranking, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. I doubt anyone agree with me, but that is my ranking. And I can't forget to give an honorary mention to Kevin Conroy. But this was just live action. So maybe one day I'll do like all the Batman. I don't know if I want to do that, but because that's a lot. But yeah, guys, go check out The Batman this weekend if you haven't. It's an amazing film. I think everyone should watch it. On that note, guys, I will see you in the next video. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe to the channel and like this video. Catch you. Peace.